Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the No Facts with Jen podcast, where it is what I say it is. I'm your host, Jennifer Reed, and buckle up for some hilarious stories and my non-expert advice. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to No Facts with Jen. This week, we are with Olivia Reed.
Hello.
My sister.
It's Reeves. Olivia Reeves.
I'm sorry, Reeves. She's married. My bad. Reeves. I don't want her husband coming for me. Reeves, exactly. Not Reed anymore. She's not a Reed anymore. So y'all, my sister be leaving me out on everything. I want to tell y'all, her and my brother, we all had a conversation a couple weeks ago, and they don't love me.
They don't love me. Taking it too far.
They say I'm mean. I'm a terrible human being.
Dramatic. We had a conversation on who was ranked nicest to meanest. And the only reason she ranked so low was because we said she is very to the point when she's telling you bad news.
But very I never tell y'all.
Very blunt.
I never told y'all bad news. That was very blunt.
News. More so where your opinion is blunt.
Okay.
Me and Jeffrey, we grew up literally right beside each other. Jeffrey is at this point 26. I'm 25. No, Jeffrey just turned 27.
He just turned 27.
Just turned 27. So Jeffrey's 27. I'm 25. So we grew up right-hand man. So I grew up fighting for Jeffrey all the time because he is a gentle creature.
I know
he doesn't like violence. So I was the one to fight for him. I was the one to always.
But they be forgetting that I had to help raise these children
in his book. And Jennifer, are we gonna forget the time when you told us that you was gonna show us a magic trick?
Oh, I knew you was gonna bring that up.
On our heads?
That's you know what? Actually, before you do that, hold on, we're gonna bring that up. We're gonna bring that
up. Okay, good.
So I have an actual topic today.
What's the topic? I'm ready for it.
Pranks. Okay, so y'all, I guess I pranked my brother and sister when I don't remember this. I genuinely do not remember doing this, but I'm guessing I did it because her and my little brother both remember what I did. I guess I told them I want to show them a magic trick, laid them on the ground and stepped on their heads. Why? I have no idea. I don't know. That one incident is what ranked me the lowest and the meanest of them all.
Yep.
Yes, for what? Is. One thing that happened like 40, no, it wasn't 40, that happened like 20 years ago. They act like that's who I am as a person now.
That's the problem. It's stamped in our memories, Jen. You may not remember it because it wasn't significant for you, but it was clearly significant for me and Jeffrey to both remember it. Because it was like, damn, she really just played the hell out of us just to walk on our heads. Who does that?
Girl, I don't know.
Just you. And that's why you're ranked so low on the nice
from that one incident.
Yes, because it shaped
okay, then you're gonna be the more
and I'm pretty sure it's what gave me this dent in the back of my head.
You're gonna be ranked the most rebellious.
Oh, absolutely.
I know.
I take that with pride. You know?
You shouldn't.
I do.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
You know why?
Bad as hell. You was the baby kid.
Listen,
y'all, I was mean that one time. She was a baby kid her whole life.
So easy. Y'all's rules literally
lies.
No.
Lies. Fibs.
Jennifer.
Lies. Fibs.
Jennifer. When did you have to turn your TV off at night?
I don't know, when I went to bed.
What time did you go to bed?
I don't remember.
Was it like 10 o'clock, 11?
Yeah. Like 10,
Jennifer, 11. Up until I was in 12th grade, I had to cut the TV off at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
9 o'clock. I'm 18. Why does the TV still have to go off at 9 o'clock?
I don't know. Was you bad before then?
Jennifer, the rules never changed.
I don't remember having to turn the TV off at 9 o'clock.
You never did. And you know why? Because I would walk by your room and your TV would be on. And I'd be like, oh, that's so nice. So nice. Will come off work at like 10 and then he'll have his TV on till 2 in the morning. Mama will go in and cut it off for him because he's sleeping. She wouldn't raise no hell or nothing, but she come in my room at 9:30 and the TV's on. You should be asleep, Liv. Y'all had it easy. Our rules, literally from the time we were like 13 to 18, stayed the same.
That ain't my
And
fault.
I don't
do
care that it's not
but you
your
was a
fault,
rebel.
but I'm just saying, I don't care that I rebelled. I rebelled because the rules were stupid. I knew I was getting older. Your parents didn't realize that.
That's because you was the baby.
Exactly.
Well, the second baby.
They treated me a baby like a baby the entire time, and
I'm sure Kenya is allowed to keep the TV on.
Yeah, she is. That's because don't even get me started on that.
I'm so bitter, y'all. I'm bitter. My siblings don't love me.
You should have never stood on our heads.
They don't love me. I don't remember that.
You should.
I'm being held accountable for something that happened decades ago that I don't remember.
You shouldn't have did it.
Okay, you shouldn't have burnt my shit on a light either.
Okay,
you shouldn't have broken my toys. There's a bunch of stuff you shouldn't have done. You remember breaking my music box that grandma gave me?
Was it the
I bet
gray
you
one?
don't. I bet you don't.
Was it the gray one?
It was black.
Never mind. I remember breaking the gray one.
Yeah, you broke my stuff. You burnt my stuff. Like, y'all, she burnt my stuff on a light bulb. Why? But I'm the mean one because I did one thing, but you used to tear up my shit.
You should have never stood on our heads.
You know what? After thinking about that, I ain't sorry for doing that to you. I might be sorry to Jeffrey, not you. You deserve that shit.
But
you deserve
Jeffrey
to get stood on
and
head.
that's why you rank so low on Jeffrey's scale.
I don't care.
That's what you get.
How about I don't care?
While I'm number one.
I don't care.
Number one.
Okay, and I'm number one in Daddy's life. So there you go. Okay, I'm his favorite.
Kid, so I'm still his cutest kid. I'm still his cutest
Whatever,
kid.
and I'm still his favorite. Okay.
I'm still his cutest kid.
Anyway, we're gonna get into this because we will never stop talking about the sibling rivalry right now because
it's big.
It's
on
fresh.
The scale now.
It's fresh in my mind.
She's hurting. Don't let her fool you. She's hurting, and it's okay.
Okay, you was hurting when I told you that Daddy said I was his favorite too. So if we gonna go there, you can tell the truth about how you hurt when I told you that Daddy said I was his favorite.
Me and him will talk about that later.
Okay. You can talk about it later. I got the proof. I got the receipts.
I know. And that's why me and him will talk about it later.
The receipts, ma'am. I have the receipts. Okay, anyway. So I found this Ask Amy on OregonLive.com. Like I said, it's pranks. So she got these 2 letters that were pranks. She took them seriously because she thought they were real. But one ended up being like the plot of a movie, and the other one was like some Friends episodes or some kind of shows episodes that they just like put into this letter. She didn't notice it until other people started like reading them and laughing out loud. So she says, in my almost 17 years of writing the Ask Amy column, I have been seriously, thoroughly, and publicly pranked twice. I assume I might have been fooled with other faux problems, but the following questions created viral gotcha moments while embarrassing for me were highly entertaining for the scores of readers who immediately recognized the spoofing. I reacted to both columns by owning my gullibility and doing my best to laugh along with my readers. So then she goes on a little bit longer about it. So here's the first one. Dear Amy, I have a serious problem with my future wife. She has not been faithful to me. I recently overheard her talking to her friend about how she was unfaithful to me. When I confronted her, all that she said was that she couldn't talk right now. I feel like I have to record everything in my own house just to learn the truth. To make things even more stressful is the fact that she recently told a couple of people that I hit her, but it's not true. I did not hit her. I'm not sure why she has been acting like this lately. She did just find out that her mom has breast cancer and that might be playing a role in her behavior. We still always find time to make love, so I don't know why she would go out seeking it from someone else. I just can't believe she would do this to me. I love her so much. She is my everything, and I don't know that I could go on without her. She is tearing me apart. What should I do? So
Well,
that question is from a movie called The Room, which is widely beloved and possibly the worst movie ever. That's what she says. I mean, if this was a real question, what would you say to this?
if it was a real question,
Yeah, like if they were really being serious and this wasn't like a movie plot.
you gotta know your worth, baby. If
You
you
know, you when you love somebody, you love them.
that's where you gotta learn your worth. Learn your worth.
So they gotta
And
love themselves.
this is what I just realized. So I'm in a motherhood group, and women put all their like problems into it.
Is this the one I invited you to?
Yes,
Girl, that shit is
baby.
rat
Okay,
shit.
put all your problems into a group, and if you get listen, I'm not saying listen to what other people are saying, but there will be that voice that you are trying to ignore. So if you got that voice in the back of your head, like she may be cheating on me, in the group they're gonna be like, "Oh, bitch, you stupid," and you stupid. Don't let her
Okay,
play you for a fool.
so this is off subject, but it's on subject with that group. So I was reading a thing this morning that somebody had wrote. She said that her husband had came home, grabbed his PS4 and left the house and came back like days later.
I just
And
read that one.
girl, okay, so
And
then
he came
came
back
back
days
days
later,
later
and
for
then
like a dinner or something.
mm-hmm,
And then what was it? His mistress or the girl that he cheated
the
on her
girl
with
he previously cheated on her with
had took a picture in his shirt and
that he
sent it
was
to
wearing
her.
at that dinner, and she posted it on like Facebook, and she saw it while she was laying in the bed at the hotel. And the shirt wasn't a shirt that you can buy in stores. It was a custom T-shirt that
Yep.
his friend made.
That only he would have.
Yeah. And as soon as I saw that, I said, "Oh, baby, change those locks."
She can't. I read the comments. She can't. It's
Why she
his
can't?
house. It's his mom. It's a house his mom gave to him.
Oh,
So I
baby,
was like, girl, you better pack your shit and find a friend.
yeah,
Ain't no way
yeah.
I'm about to deal with that.
Well, you
Okay, I already
basically
forgave you for
like she
cheating
flaunting
on
it
me
in
with
my
this
face.
girl. Go ahead.
She flaunting it in her face that she basically sleeping with her man. No, like you don't let him try to manipulate you. Oh, it's just her shirt. It's just a shirt. She trying to do that to you. Okay, because you gave her the chance to do that to me. Because you gave her that opportunity. It's time for her to really get her shit and go, because he don't care enough to even talk to her to tell her what he's doing. And the fact that he can walk out that house
Girl,
for
preach. Preach.
more than shit
First of all,
four
you're not about to
hours.
walk in this house and walk out and
For
not say nothing
four,
to me.
you can walk in, walk out, and 4 hours go by and you don't talk to me. And he was gone for days. Bitch, when I say
Girl.
4 hours is the max you get, matter of fact, I can honestly say Trey has walked in this house and walked out, not knowing that I was upstairs. And I called his ass in 2 seconds. And I said, "Oh, bitch, I can't get no kiss or nothing." And he was like, "Damn, babe, I didn't know you was upstairs. My bad." And he'll walk back in here, give me a kiss, and walk out. Because that's where the respect comes in at. He
Girl.
clearly had no respect for her
None.
at all.
Like me and my boyfriend, we were mad at each other like last week. Well, he was mad. I was like, whatever. And he left to go to the gym or something. And even though he was mad at me, he still told me where he was going. He didn't just leave the house and was like, well, fuck it, or leave for days. He left the house for 2 hours to go work out, and he still told me. So the fact that your husband can just leave the house for days and you still, girl, talking about something you didn't want to act a fool at your sister's dinner. Girl, I would have acted a straight donkey up.
Listen, and if you my sister, you already know how I'm coming. I'm coming to act a fool. I am.
Like,
And
your
I'm gonna
ass shouldn't
warn
even
you on the
showed up.
side, like, look, bitch, this is the story. I'm finna go cut the fuck up, all right? Cause bitch, what the fuck you been
Girl,
like?
watch these kids for me because it's about to go down. Like, no.
Exactly. Like my sisters know for like you know for a fact I will show my ass in a heartbeat. I have no problems showing all of my ass.
Girl,
So what you mean you don't wanna show out? They're your
girl.
sisters, damn it, not
You
his.
got
And
she would
hell,
have shown she still had respect for him when he
sister,
ain't got no respect for her.
his sister even know I'll show my ass. That's what's even worse. If you with
Girl.
me, you with me, all of my personalities.
Period.
And your sisters and your brothers know about that.
Period.
So if you out here acting crazy, you know Sheila gonna pop out. You know it, and they know it too. So there's no not my relationship, not my
Girl.
problem. She needs to get it. She need to get it together and learn her worth
She
because
need to find
he
somewhere
is
else to
not ready
live.
for. He ain't ready for her.
He ain't ready for nobody.
She a good woman, clearly, because she didn't go off on him. She is clearly she a better woman than me. I know that.
I was about to say she better than me because ain't no way I'm about to be like sitting at a table with you. You ain't seen me in days and contact me and me just sit there and take. You getting cussed out on site.
On site. On site.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna get to the second one.
Let's get to the second.
The second one is supposed to be from, I guess, have you ever seen the show Seinfeld?
Seinfeld? No.
Girl, me neither. But I guess this is supposed to be from that series where, like, I guess some like episodes from Seinfeld. It was a plot from there. So it reads, Dear Amy, I recently ran into a famous local sports figure at my gym. I didn't want to bother him, but much to my surprise, he approached me. Turns out he knew me from my profession. He asked if I wanted to go out for coffee, and we exchanged numbers. A few days later, we had coffee, and I thought it was really cool that he considered us friends. Then everything changed. He told me he was interested in taking out a woman we ran into. She's my ex-girlfriend, and we've remained good friends. He asked me a couple of times if I wouldn't mind if he asked her out. I reluctantly said no. I made plans with him, and then after talking to my ex, I found out that he had ditched our plans to go out with her. The next day, he called me and asked if I could help him move some furniture. I barely know the guy. Next thing he will be asking me to drive him to the airport. Two friends of mine warned me not to trust this guy. What's the deal? Am I being too rash or should I dump the guy as a friend? Feeling foolish. You should
That's
feel foolish.
from Seinfeld?
I guess so. Girl, look,
I
I
don't
ain't
know.
watched an episode of Seinfeld in my life.
Ever.
Ever.
I don't know.
I mean, it sounds funny ish.
Honestly, in that situation, did he know that he was an ex? She was an ex?
I mean, it sounded like he knew because he asked him if it was okay if he asked her out. So I'm guessing he knew in this episode. I think this is actually really funny pranks, especially to a columnist that has no idea what the hell you're talking about. Like, if I were to read this, I wouldn't know what the hell they talking about
I
either.
wouldn't know that it was like from an episode. I definitely would have been responding like, what should you do? Because I've never seen an episode of Seinfeld and I've never seen The Room. I'm sorry.
I might kind of want to see The Room. It sounds interesting.
Right?
They said it was the worst movie, but that plot don't
like,
sound like the worst.
Well, what did you say to her at the end? I want to see the end of that movie.
I want to know what was going on.
Yeah, I want to see the end. I don't know, but I would have fell for it too.
I would have too.
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Yeah, because I never seen neither one of those. I would
I'm
not
really,
know.
and I'm really gullible regardless. You could have told me like they could have wrote me in like a plot to Friends, and I've seen all the Friends, and I still would have been like, "Damn, girl, I'm so sorry."
I ain't never seen Friends either, really.
What?
I like Living Single better. They
I've
stole from
never
Living
seen Living
Single.
Single.
They
I've
stole from
never seen,
Living Single.
and I've never seen it. I feel.
Girl, I'm a black card revoked.
I know. I'm gonna watch it one day. One day.
You seen
Don't
all the
quote me
Friends,
on that.
but you ain't never seen Living Single. Get it together.
I know, right?
And
I
Living
know.
Single is hilarious, first of all. That shit is
Uh-huh.
hilarious. I'm serious.
Friends is too.
They stole from Living Single though.
I know, I've heard. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and watch Living Single yet. Yet.
Girl, I'm gonna buy you the box set for Christmas.
Oh my goodness. We don't have, oh, we got PlayStations and game systems to watch it on. I was gonna say we don't have DVD players no more.
I think Serenity has a DVD player. We ain't got no other DVD. I guess I can play it in my Xbox. I don't know.
Yeah, the Xbox, the PlayStation, they take DVDs.
Cause I'm like, I don't. Yeah, we don't watch DVDs like that no more. I be streaming everything.
Right, you gotta buy it on Prime.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, I feel bad for Amy. Not really. That shit's funny. Have you ever been pranked in any other ways?
And if you can laugh at yourself, I think that's okay. That's good. It's like it shows that you have humility in order to laugh at yourself. It's a good characteristic. It's a good character. You know what I mean?
Characteristic? Is that what you meant the first time, or personality trait?
Yeah, personality trait. It's a good personality trait to show humility.
Yeah, I agree. Have you ever been pranked? Has Trey ever pranked you?
No.
No, never.
So we don't, because I'm scary. That's the thing. You know, like I don't watch scary movies.
What? You are just like Daddy.
I don't watch anything that has the potential to be scary. So like,
I watch all the scary movies.
Honestly, I think, what was it? This weekend, there was yesterday, because my son, he just turned 1 this week. Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, TJ.
We were headed into their house yesterday, and it was like a fake spider, like on the, like close to the doorbell. Mm-hmm. And Trey goes, "Look, it's a spider." And I about had a heart attack. And I was like, "Trey, don't you ever do that again."
Girl, we are so different. When it comes to that,
to break down crying, and he was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I won't do it again." Because I am a scaredy cat, and I'm a punk, and I'm all of that. He knows, like, you know who I like pranking? He's pranked me multiple times, but I always end up about to cry.
What's the pranks? What he do?
So no, it's not even big pranks. That's the thing. He'll do little stuff, like one TV show we were watching, and I guess I can't remember what show we were watching, but the evil people would smile really like wide. And I was saying something to him, and he wouldn't answer, and I looked over him, and he was smiling really wide. And I cried. I cried.
I need you to get it together.
Look, I am not the person to prank, because I will cry in a heartbeat. I am a punk. I am weak. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot. If you prank me, you will end up with your feelings hurt, knowing that you hurt my feelings.
I prank Olivia all the time. I mean, not Olivia. Oh my gosh, Serenity. All the time.
Yeah, I remember when she was like 2, and you sent her in there for a bowl of cereal.
Yes, girl. It was frozen. She couldn't even eat it. It looked like a regular bowl of cereal, but I had frozen overnight and put it on the table. And she was like hacking at it, trying to eat it. And she's just looking at me like, what is this? I think that's the same year I googly-eyed all the stuff in the fridge too. I do stuff to her all the time, man. I put tissue paper in the front of her shoes to make her feel like her feet grew overnight. Like, I've done some. I've done some. Well, I prank Elwood too.
Yes. And she pranked Elwood too. When she was like, Elwood, there's water running in the bathroom. Or was that
No, she said it was water coming out of the bathroom, and it was
it
like
was
bottled
water
waters.
leaking out of the bathroom? Yeah. And she put water bottles outside the bathroom. I was like, girl, you just like your mother. Just like your mother. You learn it from her
She
daily.
sure is. She's definitely like, okay, so everybody says that she looks a lot like Olivia, and that's fine. That's fine. But she's definitely got my personality.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
definitely.
She loves scary movies. She loves pranking. She loves to laugh. Like, she's definitely like a reincarnation of me, like copy
Of you.
paste. Yeah.
Yeah. She just literally looks like me.
If you're not watching the video, you don't see how hard I'm rolling my eyes right now.
Oh, and you don't see me posing because me and Rennie look just alike.
It's because y'all are darker chocolate. That's it.
We just have the same bone structures. Something you wish you had. Yeah,
Girl, I got a good bone structure. What the hell you talking about?
I said you wish you had our bone
I
structure. Nobody
don't.
said you didn't. Nobody said you didn't have a
Hold
good
on. I
one.
know
There
my
you
worth,
go.
honey.
There you go in
Remember,
your
you said
feelings
knowing your worth. I
again.
know my worth, honey.
There you go in your
I know
feelings
I
again.
look
All
good.
I said
Okay, you
was
trying to say I'm
our bone
ugly?
structure. I
You
just
trying to
said
say I'm
our
ugly?
bone
I
structure.
told y'all she don't like me. She's
That's
trying to say I'm
right.
ugly. I'm
I
evil and
said
now I'm
our bone
ugly.
structure.
Yeah, I'm
Nobody
evil
called
now.
you
I'm
ugly.
ugly.
Nobody ever
Yeah.
called you.
Now she
First
said
of
I'm
all,
ugly.
if anybody said that you was ugly, I will beat their ass right now. Because where? Where? Nobody gets to call you ugly except me. And I don't even call you ugly because you're beautiful, bitch. You look good. You look
I'm
good.
old
30 where?
though. I'm
30
old
where?
though.
30 where?
Bitch
Where?
everywhere.
No. 30
Bitch
where?
everywhere.
My sister looks good.
All right. So, uh, gosh, there was one more thing that I found. It's on dig.com. And this one, I think they took it a little too far. And you can give me your opinion on it after I read it. Okay.
Mm.
So, the title is, was it mean to pretend I wanted to kiss a friend I know has a crush on me as a prank?
Yes.
I'm really good friends with this guy. We're both 20 and we pull little pranks on each other all the time. We both started working at the same place, so we see each other a lot more. Around early February, we were hanging out one night and he got very drunk. He normally doesn't get that drunk. He started awkwardly confessing his crush and telling me how much I mean to him, etc. I thought he was just messing around, but he said the same things the next day fully sober. I told him that I'm not interested and he didn't look very upset. On Valentine's Day, we were on our lunch break and I told him that we needed to talk. I told him that I really thought about his confession the other night and wanted to tell him something important since it's V Day. He panicked and asked if I'm serious. I said yeah and asked if he wants a kiss. Everybody knows that it's the oldest and lamest trick in the world, but he fell for it hard and got so excited. He was actually about to kiss me, but then I pulled a Hershey's Kiss chocolate out of my pocket and offered it. At first, he didn't get it, but then he understood. He didn't speak to me for the rest of our shift. I told him to lighten up, but he straight up ignored me. When we text later that night, he was giving me one word answers. I personally think that's an overreaction. After the day, he stopped hanging out with our friend group and barely texts anybody. 2 weeks went by and our friends got really concerned. I told them about the incident and they started roasting me hard. I have never received so much shit for something so little. He hasn't talked to me all since that day. I'm pretty sure he forgot about it by now, so am I the bad guy?
Definitely. Definitely. You are the bad guy. Because you knew how he felt about you. You used his feelings as a prank on literally the one day of love. Like the one day that symbolizes love, you used it to try to prank him. You got to have some type of empathy there. Even if you didn't feel the way he felt about you, that's fine. But don't prank him with his feelings. That's the thing about a prank. It's not supposed to like try to hurt somebody's feelings or use the feelings as a joke. It's a joke, literally. You don't try to like hurt somebody's feelings for that. And the fact that she would pull out a kiss, like, girl, I'm glad she got some good friends and they roasted the shit out of her because she deserved it.
I was about to say the same thing. If I was her friend, I would have went off on your ass. Like, you are not about to do my friend like that. I
Yeah.
don't care. You don't play with people's feelings. You don't play with people's emotions, especially when it's a Valentine's Day. He's told you sober and drunk how he's felt, and you gonna play with his emotions like that. First of all, you should be glad that all he did was not talk to you. Because I would have cussed your ass out. Do you want somebody to play with your feelings like that? And then for them to tell you, hey, lighten up. The fuck? Girl, is you out your mind? That is rude. I don't care.
How much it took for him to even say that when he was sober. Like, it probably took him a lot, to just say how he felt. And the fact that you rejected him and he took that even better, that shows that he's a good guy. Because
he's mature.
There are men that do not take rejection that well. Exactly. Where they'll still be your friend after you already rejected them. Where they'll still talk to you after you already rejected them. Like, he took the rejection very well. And for you to sit there and use that as a weapon against him, that's fucked up.
That is fucked up. I 100% agree.
You are that ass.
If I told my crush I had a crush on them and they told me they're going to kiss me and gave me a damn Hershey kiss, you going to wish you never did that shit to me.
Yeah.
You going to wish you never did that shit to me.
That's just the asshole move. It's on several different levels. That's an asshole move.
That's all I can do is just sigh, because
that one just made me mad, honestly, because, girl,
that made me mad too. I don't even know these people and I'm mad. You don't do people like that.
I'd punt her ass the next week if I could.
Oh. And then, you know what? I watch a lot of ID channels. If y'all don't know what ID is, it's Investigation Discoveries, where they have all the true crime and like all the crazy stories. And I'm like, when you play with people's emotions like that, you're lucky you're not on one of them shows. Okay. Because some people don't take that lightly. They don't take it well. And you can end up, like, honestly, playing with people's emotions like that, you can end up dead. You can end up hurt physically. Like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Whether murder or violence is right, wrong, and indifferent, it can still happen to you if you try to play with somebody's feelings like that.
Right. You ever heard of crime of passion?
It is a thing in Georgia.
Crime of passion is a thing.
I know it's a thing in Georgia.
Oh, was there a story in Georgia?
I think it was a guy. So, I'm in the military. So a guy came home from a deployment.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. Came home.
I already know where this is going.
Went to his house where his wife was. She was in the bed with another man. He shot the man. Can't remember if he shot the wife. I want to say I think he did. Don't quote me, because I don't remember the story very well. I haven't been in Georgia for a little bit. And then he got off with murder of passion, because it was literally in the moment.
Yeah.
Because, you see your wife in bed with another man. Like,
I'm not going to say I would shoot anybody if I see them in bed with my boyfriend. He's just my boyfriend. If I see him in bed with somebody else, I'm not going to shoot anybody. I'm not going to kill anybody, but I'm going to I'm putting my hands on somebody. I promise you, I'm putting my hands on something. And y'all can call it a crime of passion, a crime of pettiness. I don't care what you call it. It's going to be a crime happening that night.
Call it what you want. It's still going to happen, goddamn.
It's going to be a crime. That's all I know.
It's going to be
a crime of some sort.
Somebody going to get hurt. I just know that.
And it ain't going to be me. So I'm going to be in the cuffs.
Whoever my hands touch first is getting hurt. Okay?
Absolutely.
Whoever my hands touch first.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
Child.
y'all better stop playing with people's emotions like that. That ain't funny.
I know y'all mamas taught y'all that. Do not play with people's emotions. No, y'all mamas taught y'all better. Now, if he would have backslapped her after she pulled that kiss out, he'd be in the wrong, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Playing and shit with my emotions. Girl.
Okay, I see one more on here that we should probably talk about. It's not prank related, but I'm like, what the hell? I wasn't going to do one more, but then I read this and I was like, oh no, we need to read this one. So the title is Should I Warn My Pregnant Girlfriend I'm Not Going to Co-Parent If She Doesn't Give Our Baby Up for Adoption? We're going to have some things to unpack with this one, but okay. It says, I'm
Little
kind of...
yard.
It says, I'm kind of freaked out about my girlfriend's unplanned pregnancy. She was planning to have an abortion, but she backed out. Now she's saying she can't go through with it and will have the baby and give it up for adoption. I think this is all due to her mom working on her emotions. She should never have told her mom, and I am secretly mad she did. Even though they are very close, she should have kept this to herself. I'm not ready to be a father and was very clear on that to my girlfriend. I'm worried she will change her mind again and keep the baby and I will be stuck. She's really emotional and confused right now, but all I see is that she's going to ruin our lives because her mom stuck her nose in where it didn't belong. How do I support my girlfriend through this pregnancy, which I want to do, while still making it clear I am not on board with being a father? I will pay child support for 18 years, but that's all I'm willing to do. I'm not going to be a father to a child because we got drunk and had unprotected sex one time. Should I lay this all on the line now, waiting to see if she actually does give the baby up? Seems too risky. All
Yeah.
right, so what you think about this?
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion.
I feel like go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
If he already told you he didn't want to be a father,
Right.
you cannot be mad if he doesn't be a father
Right.
because he told you from the start that's not what he wanted to do.
Right.
Now, if that's what you try to do and you know you're going to be a single mother, cool. But don't try to bring that on that man because if you were to get an abortion without his say so, nobody would question you. Nobody would question you because what do they say? Her body, her choice, right? But the man doesn't really get that choice that women do. Where it's his body, his choice. No. They just like, well, if you should have wrapped it up. Blah blah blah. If you didn't want to have a kid, well, I made it clear I didn't want no kid. It's
Okay.
not like he hid it. He told you he didn't want a kid.
I get that.
You said you were getting an abortion.
I get
And
that.
I said, good job, bitch. Let's do this. I'll pay for it. Like,
Okay. So we're going to have I agree with what you're saying, but I also disagree with what you're saying. I agree.
okay.
Yes. She knew that you knew. He told you. He said he didn't want no damn
Yeah.
children. You knew. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, he needs to take some self accountability as well. You know how babies are made. You know how babies are made. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want a baby, then you need to take the precautions that are needed to be made in order to not have a child. At the end of the day, you're right. It is her body, her choice. If she doesn't want to get an abortion, she doesn't have to get an abortion. But at the same time, it's your choice whether or not to be there as a father. She knew what she was getting into, but so did you. Y'all both need to take accountability. They both need to take accountability for their
Mm-hmm.
actions, both of them.
And my thing is,
And don't get
if he chooses not to be there,
that.
she
That's
can't act like she can't act like it's surprise
he said
though.
he'll pay for it,
Don't be
so
like,
that's
oh,
all
he
that's
a
matter.
deadbeat. No, he's not a deadbeat, baby.
He's not. But at the
He's
same
not.
time, the thing he's not thinking about is this child and the repercussions that can happen for not being a parent to this child. Do not come into this child's life when they're 25 and be like, oh,
Oh,
well, I
absolutely.
made a mistake.
Yeah.
Don't do that either.
Mm-hmm. Don't do
Remember
not do
what
that.
you
Don't come
remember
back.
what you said. Don't try to
If you
backtrack when they're
leave,
older.
don't try to backtrack and come back and act like this is what you wanted your whole life. We know it's not. We know
Right.
it's not what you wanted. Don't come
Right.
back. You don't have that privilege.
Right.
Sign away your rights at that point.
I
But if you
agree.
go, whether the man is in your child's life or not, you shouldn't down talk him to the child.
Right.
I've
I
never
agree.
believed in that. Even if it's like, oh, he comes around every week or two or month or two or shit year or two, do not talk down on him to your child.
Well, don't talk down to him because the actions speak louder than words. The child's gonna
Exactly.
get old enough to understand
Mm-hmm.
if that person is a piece of shit or a very good parent, they're gonna be able to see that through their actions. So you don't
Yes,
have to say
exactly.
anything bad about that person because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, they're gonna be able to understand.
Go,
I
Yana.
don't mind my niece in the background there.
Has to go potty, okay?
Let her go, let her potty in peace, okay? But I'm gonna open up a little bit about myself. So I was a single parent for a very long time. And
Mm-hmm.
my child's father is not in her life, but I have never said anything bad to her about him. But
Mm-hmm.
she is getting old enough to understand like he's not that great of a person. He's not in my life, whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
she is old, she's getting that for herself. And that's what you let kids do. You let them figure it out for themselves. You don't put any thoughts or whatever in their heads to, persuade them in any way. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they both fucked up. I
That's
mean, I
exactly how it
understand
is.
not wanting to get an abortion, but excuse me, you knew what it was, but he knew what it was too. He should have wrapped it up. You know how babies are made. You knew.
That's the thing. He should have wrapped it up. She should have been on birth control. If she wanted abortion, whether or not she wanted abortion or not, they should have talked about it and they should have literally laid. And that's the thing that I don't think people are doing nowadays is because abortion is a thing, they're not talking about, oh, and not even just talking, not, and I'm not talking like a text. I'm
Hmm.
talking about face to
Like
face
a
sitting
actual
down,
conversation.
like, yeah, like a conversation where it's not an argument. It's literally like, let's just talk and put our feelings on the line. Um, where if you don't want to be a parent, you can explain why, and you can explain why you want to be a parent and explain the outcomes and are you going to be in this child's life. If not, then we can take these precautions. If you want to, we could take these precautions. But nobody's taking those steps to say like, oh, I don't want to be in this child's life. I will sign away my rights right now because I just don't feel like I'm ready. It's not what I
Right.
want. Like, and it's too easy to just have that conversation. It may hurt yourself. It may hurt your pride, damn it. But it's a child's life being brought into the world. It's a lot bigger stuff than your pride.
Yes, ma'am.
So so as women and men, we just gotta be able to learn how to sit down and talk.
Yep.
And I've been
And I
learning
think
that
like being in a
therapy.
relationship, that's something they
Mm-hmm.
should have. I mean, obviously they talked about that, but they
That's the
probably,
problem.
I'm
Most
sure they
people just
didn't
out here
get into the
fucking.
nitty gritty of things. I'm sure they did not get into the
Mm-hmm.
nitty gritty of the conversation or
I have
communicating.
no doubts about that.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I've been learning through therapy is that you literally got to get down to the nitty gritty.
You got to talk about everything. You got to have a
Exactly.
conversation about everything.
Cause and it's crazy because me and Trey, because you know we've been in therapy because why not? We are trying to make our relationship last for years to come. Like we want to see our kids graduate together. We want to see our kids get married together, have grandkids together. So we would rather strengthen our bond now than have to do it later, you know?
Right.
But we learned, we were talking, and it was like, well, you got to talk and not just go straight to the defensive.
Oh, yeah. And that's
Whew, that's
hard.
the
That's
one. It's
hard.
hard. It's hard. I know it's hard because I'm a defensive person. And it's hard, and it's like I know it hurts my pride physically to sit there and talk and not feel like you're attacking me.
Right.
But it's one thing that I can honestly say has helped us so much, where we can talk and get all of our feelings out there, and we can understand where each other's coming from, and we don't have to feel like we're being attacked, where it's like, oh, I'm just nitpicking at you, and it's more so like I'm just telling you how I feel.
Right.
And if it hurts you, it's because it's hurting me. It's not an attack on you, it's just because it's hurting me.
Right.
So I feel like if more people, because having a child is a lifelong responsibility. I feel like you should be
It is.
taking those
Don't
those
think that you're
steps.
done with your child at 18, because you're not.
Exactly, not at all. Because Will's dad still comes around. Will is 30 years old
30.
now.
Yeah.
He'll come around to our parents' house, our dad and his mother, and go shoot pool with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, they've actually realized that co-parenting is not just 1 to 18 thing, it's a lifelong thing. And two, co-parenting has to be a friendship. You have to be able to do it successfully. And when I say they kill that shit, because when I say I grew up seeing Will's dad come around, come in the door. I can knock jokes about him being short. He can knock jokes back at me for being short. And him and daddy will go shoot pool. Like, it was so natural that it didn't feel like out of place.
Right.
And that's something that should be more normalized. But I feel like with that comes the conversation. And you got to be willing to have that conversation with people and willing to be vulnerable for that to even happen.
Right. I think
It's,
you nailed it right there. You nailed it.
ooh, that's the first time somebody said that, because my words and my thoughts be getting jumbled, girl.
Nah, but you nailed that one. You nailed that one. Ooh, you got anything else you want to say?
On that situation, definitely put your pride to the side. Think of your kids first. Put your pride to the side
I think
and
he
think
needs
of your
to. I mean, he said he
first.
didn't want kids, but he needs to reevaluate. I think he needs to sit down and really reevaluate that decision. Not reevaluate, but to meditate on that decision.
I think more so she needs to meditate on her decision.
I think she needs to I also think she needs to meditate on her decision. But if she decides to keep the kid, he needs to meditate on whether or not he wants to be in that kid's life, because you don't get to come back when they're in their mid 20s, their early 30s, whatever,
Absolutely.
to be now I want to be your dad. Like, that's not how it works either.
Absolutely.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
so either you're going to be there from the beginning or you're not going to be there at all. So that's what I feel like he needs to really meditate on. If
Absolutely.
that's what he really wants, then he needs to be 10 toes down in that decision. That's
And
all
they
I'm
got to be
saying.
comfortable having that conversation.
Right.
When she's got to be comfortable with his answer, and she's got to be comfortable with his answer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because if he decides not to be in that child's life, then she has to be okay with that, because he told you he didn't want to
Yeah.
have a child.
Yeah.
So blame all around, because y'all
Ooh,
both,
that
neither
was a
one of
good
y'all.
one, Lord.
I was like, what is this? Let me read this real quick.
This one can bring a lot of different levels to everything. That's a
Mm-hmm.
good one. I ain't even gonna lie. That was a really good one.
Well, I want to thank you for being on my podcast this week. I know it took us a couple of weeks to get here.
She throwing shade, y'all. She is. Don't let her keep
Nobody knew
saying
I was
fool,
throwing
y'all.
shade but you.
She throwing shade. And it's okay because I still love her, but she throwing shade like
I
hell. It
love
is
you.
shady over here. It's shady. It is shady.
I love you.
Lord,
If
I
y'all
love
want
you.
if y'all want any advice, y'all can go to nofactswithjen.com. I also have Christmas merchandise out now. So you like being wine drunk, if you like all that stuff, if you like ball koozies, period, go buy it. It'll be a great
Period.
gift for your family. Like, come on now. Nothing. I don't
Period. Get
think over
it. Because
$30.
why not? The fuck? Like,
Ain't
are
nothing
you
over
dumb?
$30. So if y'all want some advice, y'all
Are
want
you
some merch,
stupid?
let
Do
me
you want
know.
cheap merch? Free advice?
www.nofastwithjen.com
Why not?
/shop if y'all want the
Get it
merchandise.
together. Get it together. You need to get it together, sis. Go buy.
I
Buy,
mean,
buy, buy.
y'all don't understand. It's hard running a podcast by yourself, editing by
Hard work,
yourself, coming up with merch by
hard
yourself.
work.
I do this
Mhm,
because I like doing it. And I hope that y'all
mhm,
value what I have to say, or at least find some
mhm.
entertainment in it. So that's all I got to say. Um, y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.